When you hear eating disorder, you think someone who's starving themselves in order to become thinner. However, there's a lot more than just anorexia and bulimia. So here they are, 3 eating disorders that no one talks about. Number 1, binge eating disorder. Probably the most well-known disorder on this list. Binge eating disorder means someone who excessively eats. I mean, there's a lot of people who excessively eat. However, for people who suffer from binge eating disorder, it is an emotional thing. People with binge eating disorder will eat whenever they're upset, angry, sad, depressed, or even when they're happy, or when they feel they've accomplished something. Everything sort of becomes connected with food, which logically leads to weight gain. Binge eating disorder is often not recognized as an eating disorder because most other eating disorders mean weight loss, while binge eating disorder means weight gain. While people with anxiety disorders such as generalized anxiety disorder or Phobia are usually aware of the fact that they're too thin, people with binge eating disorder will eat and eat and eat and not even realize that they have a problem. As they've become so adjusted to just eating all day, every day, they might not even be realizing they're doing it. Number 2, Phobia. If you're scared of something, you're going to try to avoid it. Which naturally, if you're scared of food and you try to avoid food, you're going to lose weight. Phobia is the fear of eating. Now you might be thinking, how could one be afraid of food? I'll tell you, a lot of people who suffer from anorexia or bulimia are actually scared of food because they're scared it's going to make them fat. However, there's a lot of other phobias, panic disorders, and anxiety disorders that can lead to Phobia. One prime example would be germophobia, people who are afraid of germs. They will usually not eat anything they haven't prepared themselves. Germophobes also won't trust restaurants or to-go. They might not even trust dinner at a friend's house. Germophobes might actually only be eating what they themselves prepared, so they can make sure all the ingredients were still good and the meat is cooked through, and so on. However, Phobia is most common in people who suffer from emetophobia, a fear of vomiting. I myself suffer from emetophobia, and let me tell you, eating is one of the most complicated things to do when you're deadly afraid of vomiting. Not only are you afraid to try new things, to try new food, to try something that someone else has prepared, you're also scared to eat too much and make yourself sick by proxy. While for most people who suffer from emetophobia it is not that severe, it can escalate and it can lead to severe weight loss. I myself have lost about 15 pounds. Emetophobia is a very complex disorder and I would like to talk about it more, however that is for another video. Number 3, anxiety disorders. There's a lot of anxiety disorders, but the one most accurate here would be generalized anxiety disorder. You know that feeling in the morning before you have an important exam or before you have to hold a presentation in front of the whole class and your mom has made breakfast but you just can't get anything down because your mouth is dry and your throat is closing up? That is how people with generalized anxiety disorder feel all the time. They are always anxious about something, which can also affect their eating habits. People with generalized anxiety disorders will only be comfortable eating in a familiar environment, such as at home or with close friends and family. While no question anorexia and bulimia are also very serious illnesses, I feel that other eating disorders need more visibility because if you tell someone you have an eating disorder, they will immediately jump to the conclusion that you think of yourself as too fat and trying to lose weight. Well, a lot of times that's not even true. Feel free to share and like this video if you want to raise awareness of mental illness as a whole or if you can relate. Or click here if you want to know what exactly awaits you on my channel.